lionesses at the moment, but I would imagine most of them are here. You can see the buffalo know the lions are around, and so at the moment it's a standoff between them. There's lions being chased, buffalo being chased. Now, they're trying to sort of separate them out. They look hungry, and so I'm pretty sure they're going to try their level best to bring down one of these guys. There you can see the buffalo are not taking any chances, and so these lions, what they're going to try and do is separate a buffalo out here and then go after them. I can't see how many lions there are at the moment. There come, look, she's running in. Right, now, we're going to take this to a wider audience, so I'm just going to hold off speaking for a little bit. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a beautiful start to our day in South Africa. As you can see, there's a tawny cat that is ghosting through the wintry grass. My name is Tristan. On camera, I've got David, and it is an exciting start to our morning because these lions are busy hunting a herd of buffalo. There's a bit of a standoff that's taken place. We've just found them. There's buffalo that are all kind of lined up. They know the lions are here already, and the lions themselves are kind of just going back and forward between the buffalo at the moment, and eventually they will probably try and hunt them. I don't know how many lions we've even got yet, but it should theoretically be the Nkuhuma pride, which would be a pride of, well, it's 11 that we normally with them, but they've had another 4 males join them lately, so it should be 15 in total. I can only see a few that are walking around, so I can just see the 3. They seem to be moving away from the buffalo at this stage. Maybe they're going to just regroup with the rest. Let's try and follow the lions themselves, but there's definitely kind of a bit of interaction. When we first got here, we just saw a buffalo chasing after the lions, crashing through the bush, and so that's maybe why they're just going to settle down for a little bit, get everybody back in together, and then back after the buffalo they'll go. But it's such an epic way to start the morning. It's always amazing to watch these two go at it because they are obviously 2 of Africa's most iconic animals, and both of them have huge amounts of power and sort of intellect basically to burn, and so it really makes for an interesting kind of battle when these guys go after buffalo. But I think what we're going to see is that the rest of the pride is maybe a little bit further off, and that's why these guys are just kind of try and kind of join up. What it looks like from what I can see is that this is mostly the sub-adults from the pride. So there are 5 sub-adult females, 1 sub-adult male that are born to this pride, and then they've got 4 other sub-adult males that have joined, which is very unusual. So 3 from one pride and 1 from another pride, and that's kind of compromises it makes the pride a little bit sort of unstable at the moment. Everybody's still figuring out what's going on, and there's a bit of aggression to some of those lions, and particularly the 3 males that have joined from a certain pride. But the rest of the prides here, I can see most of them. You'll also see a vehicle driving past us. We do have we are in an area where there is tourism, and so we will have other vehicles that will be with us. Now, you know, you say the Nkuhumas love a buffalo. Yes, they do love a buffalo, but it seems like they might have got taught a lesson, because at the moment everybody's kind of striding off and rejoining. But look at this on the right-hand side. It's just a big grouping of lions that are just walking. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not sure they're going to go again at these buffalo. They might. It looks as though everybody is just going to kind of settle down. They do look hungry. None of them are particularly full, which means that they will probably, in all likelihood, want to try and secure a meal. But often what happens with buffalo is once buffalo know lions in the area, they regroup and they come together, and it becomes very difficult for the lions to actually do anything about it. They know that the buffalo, when they're united, are going to be a hard animal to go after. If that was just one buffalo bull by itself, then you would find they'd be far more persistent. But when they get into a group like that and there's herds of buffalo all come together, it makes it a lot harder. And you can actually see they almost, I think, have abandoned this hunt now. They are moving off quite steadily, trying to kind of move and put distance between them and the buffalo. The buffalo themselves are still coming in this direction, so maybe they're just going to try and find a place to settle down and then wait for the buffalo to move towards them. But for now, I think everything is... Now, can you hear that? That's a bit of the animosity between the pride, and that's because we've got new members that are in it, and everybody is trying to figure out who is who at the moment. I'm just going to catch up with them, though. They are moving a little bit further away from us, so we're going to just try and get to where most of the pride is. But Still a little bit of grumpiness in amongst all the females and males. Now, I'm just trying to check which way they're going to go. Murray, this is at the moment, we're at dawn. The sun has just risen here in South Africa, and so, you know, it would have been a night of these guys hunting, and how long they've been chasing the buffalo for, we don't know. We just found the tracks for buffalo and lions, and we followed those along, and eventually we managed to catch up with the pride, and it was just as the buffalo and them were kind of chasing each other, we got a brief view of it, of the interaction, and then now it seems as though they've kind of abandoned it. But we'll see. We'll hopefully get them all kind of coming together again and then regrouping and trying once more. At this stage, though, it's going to be a little bit, I think, of a lost cause, because they're all seemingly walking completely away from where the buffalo are. Now, I'll just try and see if I can catch up. These guys are moving so quickly that it's difficult to kind of keep up with them. Right, there we go. At least we got a much better view of the pride. Isn't that beautiful to watch all these lions kind of move around through the thickets? Wonderful way to start the day. Anyway, we're going to say goodbye for now. It's unfortunate that the lions are moving away from the buffalo. We were hoping to see a buffalo-lion showdown and a spectacle, but at least it was still nice to kind of show you guys these. But if anything does happen, we certainly will go live again. Remember, if you do want to watch what these lions get up to, you can Google Safari Live, and you can watch 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon every single day as we follow these animals around. But from myself and David, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you all next time. Right, now unfortunately the lions just don't seem to be wanting to actually hunt these buffalo anymore. I wonder how long this has been going on for. It might have been going on for quite some time and we've just missed it. But anyway, at least we've found them, which is excellent. Just having a look at who's here, it looks like that the 3 Mhangenis are definitely here. Surprisingly enough, looking at them, they don't actually look that bad at the moment. They look better than the first pictures I ever saw of them. I mean, they do have evidence of mange. I mean, big signs that they've got it, but they're looking a lot better. Oh, there's some zebras up in front. I wonder if they're going to go after those zebras. There's some zebras in front there. The buffalo is still following behind us at the moment, but let's just see what these lions are going to get up to. This could be interesting. They definitely are hungry. This many mouths to feed is not very easy, and they're going to have to go after food, so we'll just try and kind of figure out whether or not they're actually going to hunt these zebras. But it doesn't look like anybody's that interested. I mean, 1 or 2 of them have stopped and looked. Yes, there's one lioness that's broken off on the right here. So if you have a look from here, unfortunately the impalas have spotted them. So the impalas are alarm calling already, so that's ruined that hunt, unfortunately. But there the impalas are. There was a zebra that was in amongst all of that and behind that, so I was hoping that they were going to get kind of closer, but that impala, you can see there, they're scattering and running away. There go the zebras as well. Unfortunately, the lions have got no chance because they're being shouted at from every angle at the moment. I think their better opportunity would have been to go after buffalo. Wisteria, they do look hungry. I'm pretty sure that these guys are wanting to hunt and wanting to try and find some semblance of food, but obviously, you know, out here it's not that easy. It's not always a game where lions always win. You know, they have a tough time. Buffalo are incredibly difficult to hunt in herd structures. When they see lions, they know that they need to make sure that they kind of group together and provide a united front, which is exactly what that buffalo herd seemed to be doing. But I'm a bit kind of disappointed in that the Nkuhumas have had a lot of goes at buffalo of late and have been relatively unsuccessful. I wonder if it's maybe this new dynamic with all these different males that they've got in this pride that is making it a little bit tricky. Maybe the males are the ones that are kind of interrupting the hunt from time to time and causing, you know, a bit of instability in terms of their hunting prowess, because you would expect the Nkuhumas at this time to be very good at being able to bring down buffalo, particularly with this many of them. You know, there's 15 lions now in this pride, which is quite something. Now, while we're on the subject of the Nkuhuma pride and that they're just walking along, it's obviously been a big debate about who this lion was that joined them, and originally it was said to be a certain Talamati lion who had this little nick in his ear, and it's not him, as we were alluding to the other day. Now, Brent got a bit confused and kind of said that I said it's not a Talamati, which is not the case. I just said I wasn't sure which animal it was, and it wasn't that particular Talamati. But anyway, lots of people have done some homework and research, and thank you to those that have. I know Angela, you did some stuff, and Michael Fleetwood as well. And basically it's been deemed it is a Talamati, but it's not the one that we first thought. So it is a different Talamati that is around, and so we have him that's joined, and he's a beautiful example of a lion. Now I just want to try and get around these guys, because we've been kind of following these back ends of lions all morning, so it'll be nice just to start to actually see a bit more of their faces. Now they're heading straight towards Treehouse Dam. I don't know if these lions are actually going to stay on our side by the end of today. Hold on, David, let's get around them quickly. We're going to just go and park ourselves slightly ahead of the pride and just wait for all of them to start coming our way. Rachel, will lions kill hyenas if they can get a hold of them? It does happen, but that's more out of just competition than it is out of a food source. So they're just doing it because there's competition obviously amongst them, and so they just try and kind of reduce competition by killing another predator. So it's not actually a kind of food thing. Look at this though, isn't this magic? It's quite something to see a pride of lions like this. When you see 15 lions that are not, none of them are cubs, it's a serious pride. But let's just count how many we've got today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think all 15 are here, which is good news. No, we've got 14 is what I can count at the moment. We'll have to wait for them. I'm pretty sure they're going to go to Treehouse Dam. If they do, then hopefully they'll all line up together, and then we'll be able to see exactly how many are here. Mike, how big can a pride get? Well, prides can get very large. I mean, there's some prides that are in the eastern part of Kruger National Park that have gone close to 40 before, which is a very large pride. And what keeps them in check is food. It's impossible for prides of 40 lions to really sustain that because of the amount of food that they require. You can imagine even this grouping here, a single buffalo is going to be eaten in a night. There will be nothing left of it, and I wouldn't be surprised we see a split in the Nkuhuma pride shortly, because to keep these guys all fed is going to be almost impossible. It's a serious amount of food that is needed to survive, for these guys to sustain themselves. Right, let's just keep up with the pride though, because they are still moving and going away from us. And heading, like I say, towards Treehouse Dam is a rough kind of way. They're going to be very disappointed when they get there, because there's no water for them at all. And I'm a bit disappointed, because I've always wanted to get that Nkuhuma pride kind of line up at a water point. Particularly now there's 15 of them, it would be quite something. But alas, there's not going to be enough water even for 15 of them to spend any time around. And so that's probably going to mean that they're just going to move straight southwards and head off kind of deeper into Little Gowrie probably. Then it is going to mean that they're going to settle down. Now, I'm also hoping that they eventually do settle on our side. Really, how much do one pride eat in a day? Well, I mean, it's obviously dependent on what is available and what there is around. But I mean, essentially, you could find that these guys, I mean, also, I suppose it depends on how many are in the pride too, because, you know, pride of 2 or 3 versus a pride of 20 is a very different amount of food that's needed. And you must remember that they don't hunt every single day, and even if they do hunt every single day, they're not successful in catching food every single day. So, you know, it always just depends on whether or not, or the size and those kind of things. But, you know, it's difficult to know how much a pride eats in a single day. Sometimes they go for a week without food, and then they'll kill something like a buffalo and they'll eat that whole thing, and then the next day they'll find, you know, an impala or whatever it may be. So it's always difficult to know for sure, but it seems like they're starting to slow down a little bit, which is good news. There's a few of the adult females every now and then just lying up and resting every now and again, which is a good sign. It means that they're getting sort of tired of walking too fast, because at the moment we're walking very quickly, and that means at this rate that we'd be out of here in no time, which we don't want. We want the Nkuhuma pride to stick around. I'm very surprised that they didn't have more of a go at those buffalo. Now, all the viewers, you all are saying that you loved my maths. Which maths? My maths of counting how many animals are in the pride. Well, what's that one just picked up? That one's picked up something. What is that? What have you grabbed there? I have no idea what that is. Yes, Emma, it's a wig. I know I misplaced my wig somewhere. It was actually James Hendry's wig. I borrowed it from him like his walking stick, and I misplaced it. Maybe his walking stick is also here, but yes, James Hendry's wig is being carried off by an Nkuhuma Pride member and is being taken away and moved off, which is not ideal. Sorry, James, don't worry. We'll try and recover it for you. Why that lion has picked that up, I have absolutely no idea. It looks like grass. It does not look like an animal's fur at all. So who knows what is... Lions are funny creatures sometimes. I suppose it's something Hosana would also do. So, hello, girl. You've got blood all over your face. What's going on with you? And blood on the side as well? I wonder if these guys didn't kill a baby buffalo or something between them, because there's blood on a couple of them, and I wonder if maybe a small buffalo didn't get taken, and that's why they're abandoning the sort of hunt now. But she's definitely got blood on her and on her face and on her flanks as she walks around. Interesting. Don't know, maybe there's some sort of sign of food. There's a bit of games being played up ahead, so we're going to just try and kind of catch up again. It's so wonderful though to see these guys walking through these thickets. I thoroughly enjoy watching kind of lions walking around, and like I say, when you've got this many lions walking about, it really is quite something. I also can't see a thing because the sun is it's at an awkward angle at the moment. I'm going to try and kind of turn a little bit. Alright, Nkuhumas, can we not walk on the roads rather, please? The problem is with this place is you've got to be very careful. Lots of little stumps in this block. Right, now while we catch up and see where they're off to, let's send you back across to Sydney and find out how his leopard tracking has been going.